morning, Dolores Kores from Slovenia. Would you please introduce yourself? What are you doing in the youth field? What's your function there and your experience?
Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Dolores. I currently work as a director of the Office for Youth in the Slovenian Ministry for Education, Sport and Science. Before that, actually, I was not so much connected with the youth field. I mean, I wasn't working directly in the youth sector, but through development of social entrepreneurship, I worked a lot with the young people, working with them on development of the business ideas.
Mm-hmm. And what is it? What can Europe learn from Slovenia? Which successes and which strength in youth work could your country share to enrich the debate and practice in Europe?
Well, actually, there are some, let's say, programs or projects that we are very proud of, also on the national level. We can say that in the last years, what we are very proud is the development of the local policy for youth. So we were really working a lot, and we are still working a lot to foster also the development of the youth sector and youth policy on the local level. We have a very strong network of youth centers, and they are spread around the country very well. I believe that all regions have youth centers, and they are recognized. I think that all this is also success because since ever we put a lot of effort into the youth dialogue. So what we try to do on the national or local level is really to strengthen the youth dialogue. And we can say that a lot of decisions, probably not enough, but at least in the youth sector, are made with young people. So we really try to be in connection with the youth council, with other youth organizations, and all the time check and get information what kind of problems they have, and try to put them also then in the policy level. Mm-hmm. I think these are the most important one. Besides, if we just put out now the Corona time, we can also see that there is extremely a lot of volunteers, and they are really really prepared to help in really different forms.
Young volunteers.
Young volunteers, mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what are the three main challenges for youth work in your country?
Well, I think that the most important, and it's always on the agenda, is the quality of youth work. So we are talking a lot about it. There are some issues around it, to have some maybe more visible guidelines. What means quality youth work? How can we follow them? How can we see or prove the impact of the youth work? Then the other thing is the question of digital youth work. Especially nowadays, it's extremely important thing, but not only in terms of how to do digital youth work, but also how to implement it in the rural areas, meaning that not everyone has access to the digital world, though it seems that it's not like that, but still we are aware that some people are still some young people are quite challenged through these issues. And of course there is again I don't know, from the policy making question for us is how to also promote youth work, and how others can learn from the youth work, meaning other fields, and put youth work also not only in the agenda of youth policy, but also in other policies. So integration of youth work, youth policies in other fields.
Mm-hmm. And what are the greatest needs for further development of youth work in Slovenia?
Sorry, the needs for development?
For the development. Mm-hmm.
Well, we are sure that what we are still missing, and we'll have to work in the future a lot on this, is to ensuring and expanding the provision of youth work. And of course, again, we have to support and find a solution to further development of quality of youth work, also connected to the digital youth work.
Is there a qualification, and do Are the people working in youth work, are they mostly volunteers or professionals?
They are mostly volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I mean, a part of it are professionals, but the youth sector financially is underestimated.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we can say that more of them are volunteers. And we are very aware of it. And for the future, for instance, what we want to do is also to make more recognition. I think this is also a big challenge, more recognition of youth work. So not only, we preach to those who are already convinced,
Mm-hmm.
but also to go out of our balloon.
Mm-hmm. And is there any aim of the agenda for youth work which you would prefer, would you highlight most?
Well, definitely this provision of youth work, we think
Mm-hmm.
it's extremely important, and the development of quality work. I think these are, for us, the most important two aims that we would like to work on them also in the future. We know that there are needs on the field, and we can also believe that this is something that will strengthen the youth work.
Mm-hmm. Can can Europe or the European Union or the European community support what is done in Slovenia? What kind of support would help you to strengthen your youth work development?
Well, I think it's extremely important that also on the European level things are changing or things are done, because I also believe if there wouldn't be European Commission, European policy, and also the Council of Europe, the development wouldn't be made also in Slovenia. So we are talking now about the political agenda, for example. But there is extremely important point, financial point, meaning, Erasmus Plus programs and also other financial support for the youth sector. We believe that without it, we are sure that the quality and so of the youth work wouldn't be so high. And maybe in the future would be very, very nice to have also some common guidelines on the youth work or something like that. So again, coming back to the quality, so we would really make better recognition of the youth work in general. So I think that these three fields are very important also on the European level and can help us to implement also then our agenda.
So what are your expectations toward the implementing of the European Youth Work Agenda? Slovenian is next having the EU presidency. So you're the next in continuing or following the Bonn process. What are your expectations for that?
Well, I mean, in general, expectations are quite high. That we will be able to implement everything. Of course, we are very motivated now during the conference, and during the convention. But what our expectation is to, at least in this moment, set some real goals in the national level, and then try to find the best solutions to implement them in the real life. It means also that, for instance, we will start to prepare a national strategy of youth, which includes also youth work, and we will definitely, what we will set for the most important topics, we will put them in the national program then. Of course, we are also in the second half of 2021, we're taking over the presidency. We believe that we will be able to continue this process also in our presidency. For instance, during the youth dialogue and youth conferences, which I think it's very, very in line with German and Portugal presidency, talking about youth participation.
Mm-hmm. So I wish you good luck. Thank you for your words, and have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you for the interview, and good luck with the agenda also to all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.